All right, at this time I'm going to ask Stephen and Karen Ann if they would bring the staff forward. It's going to be my privilege to introduce to you some of the hardest working people in the state of Texas that you could ever have the privilege to work around. It's my great privilege to do that on a daily basis. While they're coming forward, please put your hands together for Wanda's Country Kitchen. Thank you guys for our breakfast. As you may know, is TLC people. They are a TLC family. As a matter of fact, her son-in-law is also the president and CEO of Motor Ranch, one of our sister camps up the North Fork of the Guadalupe River. And so we appreciate you, Wanda, for being here. Thank you for serving us this morning. All right. Nothing more awkward than just standing in a line, but I'm going to introduce them because they deserve it. These men and women work tirelessly on our behalf. They are up all hours of the day and night throughout the year, but especially during summer camp, because you don't put kids on the shelf. They are a full-time endeavor. So you may hold your applause to the end, but please welcome my executive assistant, Christine Brown. Thank you, Christine, for being with us. Amanda Hullum is brand new to our staff on the professional side, but she's been an intern and a seasonal staff member. So Amanda, thank you for being with us. Jan Smith, our receptionist, does such an amazing job being the forerunner front of the camp. Whether you're calling or coming in, she does an amazing job. Thank you, Jan. Our senior vice president is Lion Stephen King. Our vice president of summer camps is Lion Karen Ann King. Glenn Wilson is around this morning, but is on an errand on our behalf. Is he back? Okay, Glenn Wilson is our Client Services Director and Ranch Manager. Appreciate Glenn very much. He actually made a hospital run this morning. So Glenn, thank you for that. We've also got our registrar. What an amazing job she does. I hear her slip into Spanish even working with parents to get everything that's required, and there is a lot required. So Jess, thank you for your hard work on our behalf. And then also welcome, coming back to our staff, now on our professional staff, has been on our summer staff in the past, and that is Haley Rayner. Thank you, Haley, for joining us. She's working on as program specialist. Will be processing all of that paperwork, working in HR as we hire a lot of people to work here at Texas Lions Camp. Our Director of Finance is Joan Dixon, does an amazing job for us, keeping everything accounted for and reported on. So Joan, thank you for your efforts. Director of Maintenance, Ken Folsom. Cannot say enough about Ken. I call him all the time at all hours, and it could be anything and everything. And so he does an amazing job shouldering a load that would bury most men. So thank you, Ken. And working with him is our foreman, Bobby Tansel. Same thing. He resides here on the property. I call him all the time as well. He's Johnny on the spot, and we appreciate him very much. Joshua Carpenter is our maintenance worker, does an incredible job for us all over this campus. And I'm not going to tell you the number of buildings because it's changed recently, but they do an amazing job keeping this campus up and going. And then also Douglas Morris, maintenance worker. We appreciate him very much, and thank you guys. I think that is everybody. I want to make sure that I didn't miss anybody. Give it up for the Texas Lions. Well, I hope you like what we've done with the place. It's hard to believe that in just a few short months that these hills are going to be full of Texas Lions children and campers. We've got a lot yet to do, but things are going in the direction that they ought to. Before I get started, I want to draw your attention to the 4 exits in this building that you can see and the ones that you can't see. On either side are 2 exits that are illuminated. There's also additional exits. There's actually 3 other exits. Anybody know where they are?
Through the kitchen.
Right through the kitchen, through the walk-in freezer, out the back door, and through the dry goods storage area are exits. Now, should one day set the kitchen on fire, obviously you won't be able to use that. You'll want to use these. Kerrville is blessed with a modern 911 system. If you have a medical emergency while you're here on the grounds, I wanted to invite you to dial 911 for life-saving intervention. Believe it or not, they will be here every time. We are very blessed to have first responders like we do in Kerr County. If you do dial 911, please let one of the staff members know, because our protocol is to meet them in a vehicle at the front gate and bring them to where the emergency is. Otherwise, it might be difficult to get where they need to be. In the event of a sudden tornado, this is not your building. I would like for you, if instructed, to leave this building for bunkhouse 1 and 2, which is immediately behind, and take shelter in the wings or bathrooms. Remain indoors until severe weather has passed or instructed to leave. In the event of a fire, exit the building, dial 911 when safe to do so, and report to the administration parking lot so that we can account for all souls on campus. In the event of an active shooter, grab the hand of the person next to you and leave the building. Keep moving away from the threat. Dial 911 safe to do so. Why grab the person's hand next to you? Because 1 out of 2 people in this building are armed, and they can shoot with their good hand while you make it on the What I just did, while tongue-in-cheek, is now state law. Within 48 hours of coming to our campus, any soul on camp, including our children, will be instructed on safety protocols. And in fact, we've been doing this and many other things that are now going to be required and mandated by law. We've been instinctively doing for decades to protect our kiddos. Before we talk about legislation, facilities, or capital campaigns, let's talk about reality. Life marks people, not hypothetically, inevitably. Most people, if they live long enough, are going to experience loss of a parent or spouse, serious illness personally or in their family, a child who struggles or suffers, financial stress or failures, physical injury or limitations, betrayal by someone they trusted, fear, loneliness, or feeling left behind, moments when confidence is shaken or broken. Those things leave marks. Some visible, some permanent, some we carry quietly and keep to ourselves. The question isn't whether life will mark you. The question is, what kind of mark gets to be the last word? Theodore Roosevelt, was marked early in life. He was not born as strong in body. As a child, he was chronically ill, disabled by severe asthma, frail, undersized, and frequently bedridden. Doctors warned his parents that he might not survive childhood at all. He could not run, he struggled to breathe, he was physically weaker than all of his counterparts and friends. That wasn't a setback, it was a defining mark. When Teddy was around 12 years old, his father came to him and looked at him and said something that would change his life forever. You have the mind, but you do not have the body. Without the help of the body, the mind cannot go as far as it should. You must make your body. That was the moment. Teddy could have accepted that limitation. Instead, he accepted responsibility. He committed himself to disciplined effort, weightlifting, boxing, horseback riding, outdoor endurance. He trained relentlessly, not to ease his illness, but to rise above it. The asthma never completely disappeared. The mark remained, but it no longer defined him. Roosevelt didn't build strength for vanity. He built it for service. His life became a series of commitments beyond himself, public service at every level of government, championing national parks and conservation, standing up for fairness, accountability, and responsibility, leading the nation during a time of rapid change. He believed deeply in character, self-discipline, responsibility to others, leaving the world better than he found it. Those beliefs shaped a nation. At Texas Lions Camp, children don't compete against others. They compete against doubt and incorrect stereotypes. They don't leave our gates without challenges. They leave with confidence. Texas Lions Camp does for children what Teddy Roosevelt exemplified. We help them discover strength they didn't know that they even had and teach them to use it to help others, not just self. We all respond to marks differently. Some people withdraw, they become guarded, focus inward, they harden. Others make a different choice. They decide to give instead of retreat. They decide to serve instead of isolate. They look outward instead of inward, and that choice changes everything. This place is a very magical place, and I want to tell you the secret and why there's magic here at Texas Lions Camp. TLC does something rare. It takes the focus off of self. It places emphasis on the needs of others. And in so doing, it improves the life of everyone involved, including those that are doing the giving, and especially those that are doing the giving sometimes. Campers discover they are capable, they are valued, they are not alone. Volunteers discover perspective, purpose, gratitude. Donors and leaders discover that serving others reshapes their own lives. TLC doesn't erase the marks life leaves. It reframes them into strength, confidence, and resilience. That's what we protect. That's what we pass on. Enter the Camp Safety Act of 2025, the reality check. Now let's talk about responsibility, because it's coming in spades. The Camp Safety Act of 2025 significantly raises the bar for licensed camp operations. This isn't optional. This isn't theoretical. To be granted and to maintain our licensure to operate this year, we must expand health and medical oversight requirements, update our facilities infrastructure with redundant utilities. I want to let that sink in. We're going to come back to that. But listen to what I just said. We not only have to have, but we have to double what we have in utilities. Enhanced safety supervision and compliance protocols, documentation, inspections, and operational accountability, documented communications to parents about the inherent risk involved in our program and our safety protocols in the event those risks are activated. These requirements are well-intentioned but will not be easy, but they are going to require even more than we've already been given. The truth is, TLC has been an exceptional steward of our resources. Our facilities have served over 85,000 children in our 77-year history. Many assets are fully depreciated because they were used fully and used well. We used them up and for the purposes they were given and designed for. We're not reacting to failure at this time. We are being proactive in our resolve to preserve mission. We are responding to success and to new expectations that are put upon us. Why this moment matters, this is not just compliance. It's about positioning TLC for the future. The children coming to camp over the next 20 to 30 years will have different medical needs. They're going to live in a more regulated world, already are. They need safe, modern, age-appropriate environments. Still are going to need confidence, belonging, and belief just as much. If we fail to act, we risk our license to operate. We limit our capacity. We compromise the experience. If we lead, we protect the mission. We strengthen the camp. We ensure TLC continues leaving the right mark on the lives of children. At this time, I want to introduce a new campaign that's called That's Gonna Leave a Mark. The capital campaign is about intentional marks. The mark TLC leaves on children, the mark this board leaves on this organization, the mark we leave on the next generation. Every facility we renew, every standard we meet, every dollar we invest says to future campers, you matter, you're worth it, and we repaired this place for you. That's a mark worth leaving. At this time, I want to invite the staff. I'm going to send some handouts around to you. My speech teacher at Texas A&M taught me a couple of things that have always stood. The first thing they taught me was don't ever pass out a flyer before you start talking. So that's coming around to you right now, but it does contain some very important information. And believe it or not, Jess, I don't even have one myself. If you would bring one up. Thank you. We'll give those just a minute to circulate. All right, stick with me up here. Eyes up here. We're going to go through this. I'm not going to read this to you, but I am going to present it. And there will be copies of this on our website if you want to share this out further. First of all, I want to tell you that I am very happy with the way this has come together. The way everything has fleshed out and knitted It not only solves many issues for this coming summer, but it is lockstep with our master plan and how it's going to ultimately play out. So the chairman mentioned to you, and I think you may have seen, or especially you will be seeing, the landscape and the skyline of Texas Lions Camp looks very different today than it did even 6 months ago. We have taken down 6 buildings since August, and those being bunkhouses 3, 4, 5, 6, the staff lounge, Jackson dormitory. Prior to that, we took down bunkhouse 2, and then, what was the other one? Bunkhouse 1. So, lots of change as far as the actual facility and layout. What I just spoke to you, if I can quantify that, that means I have reduced 250 beds out of our program with 4 months left to go before kids arrive. How in the world are we going to rectify that and make a difference with that kind of time frame, not to mention everything else we're going to be talking about? Enter our previous plan with Ulrich Cabins. What has transpired, the executive committee directed me to order 5 cabins from Ulrich Cabins. These are prefabricated buildings that are being built off-site, which works very handily with our current format because we had demo going here. There's no way that work could have been going back and forth. There's no way that building on-site could have been done, maybe not even from August to summer camp. But doing it in this format, it's going to be possible to get that done. The preliminary cost estimates, the sales order that I signed was for $1.75 million. There is likely to be a change order coming to that due to fire code. Fire codes out here in Kirk County, number one, there's a couple things to understand. Number one, Kirk County does not have a fire code. When that is true for you, you fall under the state guidelines. The state has some pretty stringent fire code. When we built bunkhouses 1 and 2, we not only installed sprinklers, but we have to have a monitoring system that automatically dials 911 should those sprinklers go off. The monitoring system comes with the need to test that, and there's a lot that goes into it, from the materials to the water pressure to the water source to, is it a shared water source or an independent water source? Like I say, a lot goes into that. So there possibly could be a change order coming because these cabins are going to have to fall under something very similar. When I say very similar, it's going to have to fall under the exact same, except for, unless we can escape monitoring, which I hope to do, but we're going to plumb for it either way because I can't guarantee that monitoring is not going to be required. All indicators at this point is that monitoring will be required. That adds to the cost, and it adds to the annual cost and upkeep. So key benefits of this plan: number one, it meets our critical timeline in a way that otherwise could never have been met. It restores 56% of our lost bed capacity. Once these 5 cabins come in, they come with 28 beds per, and that's a total of 140. So we're putting back 56% of our lost capacity. They're flexible for future growth, and will be able to be reconfigured. These are stick construction, so if new walls are needed, partitions, these can be easily modified. They are prepared infrastructure. The pads are already there. When we took the buildings down, all the utilities are there. The contractor did an amazing job slicking them off and getting them level. They are ready to receive new buildings as we speak and be hooked up as soon as possible after they are set. They're built for durability. These cabins are wind rated to a level of 130 miles per hour as they sit. We're also going to go to the step of anchoring them as you would with an RV or a trailer. So they will be anchored in addition. But even if I didn't do that, wind rating at hurricane level force. Assistance with compliance. Ulrich designers have assisted us with code compliance and with permitting. Off-site construction is definitely an advantage, as I've already covered. This plan offers a timely, practical, and forward-looking solution to both our immediate bed shortage and our long-term facility goals. Now these, when they come in, are going to be what I'll call semi-permanent. They will be permanently attached and hooked up to utilities, but this is not their home. As a matter of fact, the architecture is not going to match the hilltop. Their architecture are matched to where their ultimate location is which is a third camp node called Ridgeline just below Inspiration Point. So if you'll think back to our master plan calls for 4 camps, 1 campus. This will give us automatically delivered on site our third camp node, ready to go whenever we're ready to move them to their new home and ready to put our permanent bunkhouses back in place. So if you'll turn over to the back page. All right, so there's 3 phases to that's going to leave a mark. Number 1 I just covered, which is phase 1, manufacture in place, 5 cabins with 3/4-inch porches. I didn't mention that. These porches, 3/4 of the way around, ramp to the front, stairs, and they are also detachable. So when it comes time to move them to their new home, we take the porches off, we hire a mover, they get moved, set, hook up utilities, porches get reinstalled. So I've put down a $2 million price tag to that. Like I told you, we're at $175 with the potential of our fire code going up, but that includes the installation. So if, depending on what my manufacturer does ultimately with that change order, possibly another 6 figures to $125 on fire code. So phase 2 is the completion of our Northern Quad. You've been invited to evacuate the bunkhouses 1 and 2 that are behind this building. Those are intended to be a quad, and so our plan is to take the 2 buildings that you see, mirror those, flip them over, build 2 just like it, and then that will become a quadplex for our kiddos through bunkhouses. In this construction, those ran about 3.2 each. I'm using that as a marker. You know what prices do over time. But at this point, estimated out at $6.5 million for those 2 bunkhouses. The executive committee has instructed me to bring our architect, and I want to make mention that Sean Bacon with Marvin & Mock is sitting right over here. And we're very happy to have him today. Appreciate Marvin Mock, over a 35-year relationship with Texas Lions Camp. And much of what you see out here today, they help design and help to build and help to make sure that the projects run smoothly. But we are working towards, at this time, a groundbreaking immediately following Summer Camp 2026 on bunkhouses 3 and 4 to create the Northern Quad right behind this building. So phase 3 is the utility loop and service out to Ridgeline. And so currently this spring, Marvin Mock is going to be engaging civil and other engineers to take a look at utilities and what it will take to service Ridgeline when these cabins are ready to be moved to their new home. So, the board's role, clear and personal. This campaign cannot succeed without this board. Not just approval, not just endorsement, leadership. That means each board member makes TLC a personal philanthropic priority and invites others to do likewise. Each board member gives at a level that is meaningful to them. Each board member becomes an advocate for why this matters now. Children are watching, whether they know it or not. So are our donors. As this board goes, so will the response of other people. I want to begin wrapping up with a quote from Teddy Roosevelt. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who errs, who comes up short again and again, but because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions whose place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. There is no question but the children will be marked. Life guarantees that. Our responsibility is to make sure the mark they carry forward is strength, not limitation. Texas Lions Camp has never been a place for timid souls. This campaign, That's Going to Leave a Mark, is our opportunity to step into that arena on behalf of the children who need us to do so. The only question left is simple. Will we? Before I take questions, I want to close with this thought. If you ever need a pick-me-up, or if you ever find yourself wondering whether your time, your talent, your treasure might be better invested in a different charity, I want you to do something very specific, and I mean this. I want you to do this. Go to the Texas Lions Camp Facebook page. Don't read our post. Skip what we say about ourselves. Go straight to the comments. Read what is written there by people who were marked by life and then marked by Texas Lions Camp. If you can read those stories, those words, that gratitude, and still believe your support should go somewhere else, then I agree with you. It should. But I don't think you will, because what you'll find there is proof, not marketing, that this place changes lives. And that's going to leave a mark. Thank you.